All right. Well, hey, friends, I'm Rebecca, and this is Resilience with Rebecca, where real people have real conversations about real life. We talk about the messy middle, which is not always fun to be in, but we've all been there. And I think it's important that we find the tools and tricks we need to get through those seasons stronger than ever. Today, I'm joined by my guest, a fellow resilience builder, Tara. Now, Tara is a founder of Terrified Publishing, where she helps coaches and consultants turn their ideas and drafts into polished professional books. With over 6 years of experience in publishing, she guides authors through the process with clarity, structure, and honest support. I love that. So they never are left guessing or overwhelmed. At the heart of her work is a deep belief in resilience, my language, girl, and the power of sharing stories that matter. Tara is passionate about helping authors to trust their voices, honor their journey, publish books that they are proud of to put out in the world. All right. Well, thank you, Tara, for joining us today. I'm super excited to have you.
Thank you so much for inviting me, Rebecca. I'm excited to be here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We actually talked about this months ago, if you remember.
Yeah, I do.
I said I'd be in touch. So here we are. So, we're going to be talking about resilience today, which is one of my favorite topics, if not my very favorite right now. And I'm going to start off with some questions that basically will help maybe somebody else. I'll ask a question and you'll have an answer that maybe helps somebody else through a challenging season. So, how about we get started on that?
Sounds great.
Awesome. So, when life asked more of you than you felt like you could give, how do you feel like you kept going?
That's a great question when life asks more of me. So that I felt like I can give. How I kept going. Well, I'll give the example of when I started my business, after I started my business. So I felt that I had to keep going after I wrote my book. I felt like I had to keep going because it was no longer about me and my anxiety, but other people who could relate to the story that I was sharing about navigating my life of anxiety. So I felt like when I felt like giving up, I couldn't because I had already started the journey and people had already started reading the book. And I realized that it wasn't about me. So I think that was what kept me going and during that hard time. And I also think that what also when life really gets in the way is you think about, like I said, community. So you think about other people who aren't as fortunate as I am too. So I know that I'm still learning and growing. I know that there's a lot of things I want to accomplish too, but then there's the person that hasn't even achieved what I've achieved. So I think that's what helps keep me going too, that life isn't really happening to me.
Mm,
So I think that just keeping going, thinking about other people in that regard too.
other people. Yeah, I like that. I like that. So we're talking about building yourself in difficult seasons, talking about resilience. How do you feel like your understanding of resilience, the word change or that feeling, I don't however you want to word it. How do you feel like that changed as you lived it, not just talk about it? Because it's easy to say, oh, let's build resilience. It's a totally different matter to actually have to build resilience in your life because most resilient seasons are not fun. So how do you think
Right.
your understanding changed?
So I think it changed when I was in a season where I had to build that as far as mentally. So like I said, I've dealt with anxiety for a lot of my life
Mm,
and I still have it. And there is a point where I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life and I had to rebuild. So that was about 7 years ago when I was laid off from my full-time accounting job, my second one within 10 months, and I didn't know what I wanted to do with myself. So during that time period, I had tons of anxiety and I had to build the resilience to really start my life again, really, to find out my path, to find out the path that I'm on now. So I never set out to be an entrepreneur. I just kind of fell into it after I experienced getting laid off from that job. So I had to be resilient in finding my footing and what I'm supposed to be doing with my life because I thought I was going to be an accountant because of basically, but I went for the wrong reasons to school for the wrong reason. I was going to be an accountant because my uncle was, and I didn't know who I was. So I had to build that resilience in finding out who Tara was and how I can navigate through that really tough period of sleeplessness and a lot of anxiety. So, and then I'm honestly in another resilient season right now. I walked away from my part-time job. So, and I just turned 38 last Monday. So now I'm full time into this, and the resilience is how I come out on the other side, continuing to build this business. So I'm in a
Wow.
resilience period now.
Yeah. So you are literally leaning into your resilience.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what do you feel like what you're in right now? So I would say, what do you feel like this hard season is teaching you about yourself?
I think it's teaching me that I'm stronger than what I think. I think it's also teaching me calm and patience. It's teaching me that I have to detach from the outcome and I have to control what I can control, which is just showing up, being visible, consistency, and
Hmm.
following up with people. So just controlling what I can control. And it's teaching me that I am courageous because I was afraid. Like this job that I walked away from, I was there for 20 years since I was 18.
Okay.
So it's always been a part of me. It's always been there for half of my adult life. So, but this year I just built up that courage. I said, well, I knew I didn't want to be there to see the official 20 year because it would have been in April. So I had to realize that it's scary, but the I think what on the other side of fear is greater than my fear that I had.
Oh yeah, that's big. That's big.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's hard to step into that though, the unknown.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because it took me a little bit because at first I was like, oh, am I going to do this? Am I going to do this? And then I did it. And then I do have a sense of calm because that chapter of my life is closed now. So now I can focus fully on this.
Well, I applaud you for that. We'll give you applause. If I had
Thank
the
you.
little sound effects those movies. Wow, what courage. I applaud you on that. Well, I'm sure even in the midst of that this season that, you made that decision, there were times when you felt like maybe it's not the right time, maybe I should rethink this. Um, and you felt like, no, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not ready. And you wanted to give up, but you found a way to anchor yourself. How do you feel like you anchored yourself during that?
So I felt like I anchored myself by really a lot of reflection, a
Mm,
lot of thinking, a lot of journaling, a lot of talking to ChatGPT. Should I do this? Like a lot of that. And then I realized that there's been so many times where I wanted to walk away and I didn't. And it's
mhm.
because I kept moving the goalposts, kept moving the goalposts. It's like, okay, I'll do it this month. Okay, I'll do it this month. And then I realized that this month will never come.
Right.
So if I keep moving it back, it'll be another 5, 10 years. And I knew I didn't want to do that. So I
Right.
think that's what anchored myself. And then having a supportive community. I'm a part of a few women's communities where we're growing together, growing our businesses together.
Mm,
And then I have, yeah, and then I just got another coach to help with sales. And I think that's one thing because it could be uncomfortable. Like
mm,
sales is a conversation, right? But for me, getting in my head, it's like, oh my God, I have to tell them this offer, but it's really me helping them. So
mhm.
the sales part of it still is a little nerve-wracking for me, but I think that getting that training and then also getting tweaks with my offer and then also getting into speaking more, I think that I can see the tunnel. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel because it's not like I don't have any forward movement at all. I've been
Right.
growing this business for about 6 years now. I've been in the space for 6 years, and I've been growing the business for a while now. So I feel like I'm in a spot where I'm in momentum. So I'm not starting from zero. So I reflected with that. It's like, well, Tara, you're not starting from zero. You are working with people. You are networking. People know you. You get people that send people to you. So it's not like I'm starting from zero.
Absolutely.
So I think that anchoring myself and realizing the community I have, the support that I have, and the forward movement that I have is like, okay, I can make this decision and then I'll be fine. Like I was laid off from my full-time job 7 years ago. I had a lot of anxiety, but I was
Mhm.
fine, and I did remove that security, but regardless of what happens, I believe that when one door closes, other doors will open. So regardless of me finally getting rid of that security, I feel like I'll be fine because I've always been fine. So I'm going to be fine.
Uh, that actually reminded me of a story my mom told me. It's kind of a little scary story, but I was having trouble with a teacher and I was just frantic. And she said to me, well, the worst thing she could do is take you out and bury your body.
Hmm.
Everything else we can get through.
Hmm.
I thought that was just my mom. She didn't cushion anything. She just cut straight to the point. And it was like after that, I'll go through something now and that's what I'll think. Well, as long as they don't take me out and bury my body, then everything else I can get through. Like, thanks, mom.
Right. I mean, it's true though. And I just started realizing that life is short too. I'm 38, life is short.
Oh,
And
so short. And it goes so fast.
yeah, and then nothing's guaranteed. So you just take the chance,
Right.
So that's where I am with it.
I love it. I love it. All right. So what if you're jumping into things, you've got momentum, you're moving forward, things are going the way they want to, and boom, you hit a bad day. What then?
If I had a bad day, I think more reflection. I think more reflection, probably some deep breaths. I know all the time I don't remember to take deep breaths all the time, but I think also stepping away, maybe stepping away from the work and having some fun. When I was first building my business, I didn't make any time for fun, but now I network with people and then we actually have fun together. So that
Right.
makes building a business even nicer when you build friends and relationships. So, but I think yeah, having a rough day would mean stepping back, maybe even calling a friend, like a friend in the publishing space or just a friend maybe not even publishing and or maybe talking to a family member and then just realizing that it's just a day. It's not a month, it's not 2 months. Because when I was deep in anxiety, my anxiety cycles would last for like weeks and months before I even came up. So, and I think that just letting myself have a day where I'm sad, then I think that's helpful because I don't have to be perfect. So I think that just allowing myself to feel what I'm feeling that day, allowing myself to be upset, and then reset the next day.
Mm. What about those that are still in those seasons that it's taking weeks and months and they don't see it? It's not just a day.
Hmm.
How do you encourage them to lean into resilience and that they'll get through it? How would you go about encouraging somebody who's in a season that you are no longer in?
I would encourage that person to find out what works for them. I think that what works for one person wouldn't work for everyone.
Right.
Like for me, when I was in a season, I did therapy. I did talk therapy for a bit. I started when I was a teenager. I was on and off for years, but right now I'm not in talk therapy. So there's resources as far as that. I would recommend that they do, if they don't want to talk to a therapist, maybe talk to someone that they trust.
Mm,
Or I recommend also if they're into prayer and meditation, maybe they can pray or meditate. Or
mm,
if they if writing helps them, I know I was speaking with someone yesterday and she mentioned how writing helped her, like journaling helped her, and then she journaled the things she was grateful for. So gratitude, you might not have everything that you want in your life right now, but I'm pretty sure there's one or two things you can find that you are grateful for, whether you have a roof over your head, whether you have food, whether you have clothing, whether you have a friend to call, maybe you have a phone to call someone on. So I think just the little things, appreciating the little things that you do have, then
Yeah.
that'll bring you out of that season. And then even if you can find one thing, one reason to smile, one reason that something that you love, something or someone that you love that you can look at or talk to, even going outside and feeling fresh air in your face, any of that
Mm,
can really change and pull you out of that negativity. And also when I was really anxious, like they said, sensory, like
mm.
looking around and seeing what you can see or what you can feel in your skin, just to bring you back in the present moment. So,
Oh, that's great. Yeah. I remember being in a season like that myself where it was just like giving myself permission to sit outside in the sun and have a cup of coffee and do nothing else.
mm-hmm,
Even if it was 5 minutes with just me and
mm-hmm.
my coffee, me and the sun, you know? People don't realize the power in the simple.
Right, right. And between my calls, like I'm always on my laptop, and between my calls, I get up and I walk out to the living room or something just to get away. And
Mm,
then I come back recharged just a little bit. Maybe if I want to watch a little TV or just get some water. So I feel like just walking away, not being at one space for 8 hours or whatever, that really makes a difference and help you reset. So,
absolutely. I love it. I love it. All right. So, how do you come back to yourself after I think we kind of touched on a little bit with not this last question but the one before, but how do you come back after yourself back to yourself after you've had like a rough day, after you've kind of recentered yourself? How do you come back and start forward? Because you don't start again, you just start from where you are and move forward.
so how do I come back to myself after I've had a rough day? I Well, I'm big on music. I think I listen to some of my favorite songs, some of my favorite artists that helps me come back to myself. I also I also want sometimes when it's really tough, I do say a prayer or some meditation too. It's like I used to meditate every day, but I really love to get back into it. Maybe I'll need like a guided meditation to help me center
Mm-hmm.
and to help me feel more quiet and more in alignment. And yeah, those are really the things that I do to help me move forward. And then I just realized that, okay, it was a bad time, but it was a bad day. But and I realized, well, I have this business I'm growing. I have a life to live. I have goals that I want to achieve. So I don't stay there because I'm looking forward to the things I'm looking to accomplish. So I think that's what helped me center is just keeping my focus on what I'm looking to achieve and keeping my goals in mind because without being healthy or without having a the mindset to want to do the things I want to do, then it'll be difficult to achieve.
Mm, absolutely. So, what part of you do you feel it grew quieter as you grew stronger?
I feel like I'm not as anxious as I used to be. I feel like I can actually sit with the anxiety instead of fighting with it. I
Mm,
used to fight with it a lot. I used to think, oh, why do I have this? Why am I built like this? Or like just question why me, why me? But now I think that I just learned to sit with it and it doesn't control me anymore. Like before, like 10 years ago, I would have never done a podcast. I would have never done any
mm,
speaking. I would have never written a book. But I think that learning to manage my anxiety has gotten my mind more quiet.
mm.
And so the meditation has helped, the breathing has helped. And not saying I don't get anxious, but I just let it pass now instead of fighting with it. So it being an ally instead of an enemy now.
Nice, nice. I like that. Make your ish whatever however you want to title it. I hate to title things. I don't like to label things. Make that thing you're struggling with your ally. I like that. I like that. So, what would be your definition of the word resilience?
My definition of resilience is picking yourself up and trying again after adversity.
Hmm. I like it. I like it. And then kind of on the same vein, I like to throw this question out there. If you were a thesaurus and the word is resilience that you type into the search bar, what would the word that would pop up be if
Ta
you were that thesaurus?
Tara, my name.
I like it.
First thing that came to mind.
Yeah, I like it. I like it because you have to personalize things. I think
Hmm.
I don't think there's anything in the world wrong with putting your name in, whether you're talking about scripture, putting your name there, whether you're talking about what do they call those things? The affirmations.
Hmm.
And I hate when the word won't come to me, but you put your name in there, or speak in present tense. And I love that you said that you put your name there. It's like, that's great. Awesome. Well, Tara, you have been such a joy to have on here today. And it's been wonderful hearing your story of how you built resilience in your own life. I know it's encouraged me, and I know it'll encourage others that hear this podcast going forward. I'm just really thrilled you were willing to come on and share your story with me today. So I want to definitely say thank you for coming in or on. I guess we came in and on, right? And just wanted to say thank you for all that and for being a part of our resilience team here. So everybody that comes on with me now, you are now officially part of my team, my resilience team. So thank you for being a part of that. And I want to thank everybody who's listening today for hanging out with Tara and I on Resilience with Rebecca. If this episode, anything said that was spoke to you in any way, I encourage you to share it with somebody you think it will encourage, or let somebody else know that they are not the only one that may be struggling. Like in our case today, as Tara was struggling with anxiety, she is not the only one that struggles with that, I know. And so share it with somebody else that are in a rough season, that they know that there is hope out there because we are stronger than we think. And thank you again for being on our show today. And we look forward to next time.